The Villain by Anton Chekhov.
Short, tragicomic stories.
Before the magistrate stands a small, extremely thin man in a colorful shirt and patched trousers. His hairy face, pockmarked with smallpox, and his eyes, barely visible behind thick, drooping eyebrows, have a sullen, stern expression. His head is covered with a mass of long, uncombed, tangled hair, which gives him an even greater, spider-like severity. He is barefoot. Denis Grigoriev, the investigator begins, come closer and answer my questions. On the 7th of July, railway guard Ivan Semenov Akinfov, walking along the line in the morning at the 141st verst, found you unscrewing the nut that attaches the rails to the sleepers. Here it is, this nut. He detained you with this nut. Is that how it was? What? Is that how it was, as Akinfov explains? Yes, it was. Good, well, why were you unscrewing the nut? What? Stop saying what and answer the question. Why did you unscrew the nut? If I didn't need it, I wouldn't have unscrewed it. Denis croaks, glancing at the ceiling. Why did you need that nut? The nut? We make wheats out of nuts. Who is we? We, the people, the Klimov men, that is. Listen, brother, don't play the fool with me. Speak plainly. There's no need to lie about sinkers here. I've never lied in my life, but here I am lying. Denis mumbles, blinking his eyes. But really, Your Honor, can you do without a sinker? If you put live bait or a worm on the hook, will it sink without a sinker? Of course not. Denis smiles. What's the point of live bait if it floats on the surface? Perch, pike, and burbot always go to the bottom, and if they float on the surface, only a shillispur will catch them, and even then rarely. There are no shillispurs in our river. This fish loves space. Why are you telling me about shillispurs? What? But you asked me. That's how we gentlemen fish. Even the youngest boy won't fish without a sinker. Of course, someone who doesn't understand will go fishing without a sinker. Fools don't understand the law. So you're saying you unscrewed this nut to make a sinker out of it? What else? It's not like we're playing games. But you could have used lead, a bullet, a nail or something. You can't find lead on the road. You have to buy it. And a nail won't work. Nuts are better and you don't have to look for them. They're heavy and they have a hole. What a fool he's pretending to be. It's as if he was born yesterday or fell from the sky. Don't you understand, you stupid head, what unscrewing it will lead to? If the guard isn't careful, the train could derail and people could be killed. You would kill people. God forbid, Your Honor. Why kill? Are we unbaptized or some kind of villains? Thank God, sir, we've lived our whole lives, and not only have we never killed anyone, we've never even thought about it. Save and have mercy, Queen of Heaven. What are you talking about? Why do you think train crashes happen? Unscrewed 2 or 3 nuts and you've got yourself a crash. Denis smirks and squints suspiciously at the investigator. Well, for years the whole village has been unscrewing nuts and God has kept us safe. But now there's a crash. People have been killed. If I had taken away a rail or, say, laid a log across the track, then maybe the train would have derailed. But, a nut. Understand, the rails are attached to the sleepers with nuts. We understand that. We don't unscrew them all. We leave some. We're not crazy. We understand. Denis yawns and crosses himself. Last year a train derailed here, says the investigator. Now it's clear why. What do you mean? Now, I say, it's clear why the train derailed last year. I understand. That's why you're educated, so you can understand, our gracious lords. The Lord knew whom to give understanding to. You figured out how and what, but the guard is just a man without any understanding, grabbing people by the collar and dragging them away. Figure it out first, then drag them away. It said, a man, a peasant's mind. Write down also, Your Honor, that he hit me twice in the teeth and in the chest. When they searched you, they found another nut. Where did you unscrew this one and when? Are you talking about the nut that was under the red chest? I don't know where you kept it, but we just found it. When did you unscrew it? I didn't unscrew it. Ignashka, Semon's the crooked son, gave it to me. I'm talking about the one under the chest, and one in the yard, in the sledge. Mitrofan and I unscrewed it together. Which Mitrofan? Mitrofan Petrov. Haven't you heard of him? He makes fishing nets and sells them to the gentlemen. He needs a lot of these nuts. About 10 for each net. Listen, Article 1081 of the Penal Code says that for any intentional damage to the railway, when it may endanger transport traveling on this road, and the guilty party knew that this would result in an accident. Do you understand? Knew. And you couldn't have been unaware of what unscrewing it would lead to. He is sentenced to hard labor. Of course, you know better. We are ignorant people. What do we understand? You understand everything. You're lying, pretending. Why lie? Ask in the village if you don't believe me. Without a sinker, you can only catch bleak. And what's worse than a gudgeon? And even that won't go without a sinker. Tell us about the Schillerspur, smiles the investigator. We don't have Schillerspur here. We cast the line without a sinker on the surface of the water for a butterfly, and chub comes, but even that is rare. Well, be quiet. Silence ensues. Dennis shifts from foot to foot, stares at the green baize, and blinks rapidly as if he sees the sun instead of the baize. The investigator writes quickly. Should I go? Dennis asks after a moment of silence. No, I must take you into custody and send you to prison. Dennis stops blinking and, raising his thick eyebrows, looks questioningly at the official. What do you mean, to prison? Your Honor, I don't have time. I have to go to the fair. I have to get 3 rubles for lard from Yegor. Be quiet, don't interrupt. To prison. If there was a reason, I would go, but like this, you live well. For what? I didn't steal, I didn't fight. And if you doubt the arrears, Your Honor, don't believe the village head, ask the permanent member. He doesn't have a cross on him, the village head. Shut up. I am already silent, mutters Dennis. And what the headman lied about in the records I can testify to under oath. There are 3 brothers of us, Kuzma Grigoriev, Yegor Grigoriev, and me, Denis Grigoriev. You're getting in my way. Hey, Semon, screams the investigator, take him away. We are 3 brothers, mutters Dennis, as 2 burly soldiers take him away from the cell. A brother is not responsible for a brother. Kuzma doesn't pay, but you, Dennis, answer. Judges, the late Baron General has passed away. May he rest in peace, otherwise he would have shown you judges. You must judge wisely, not in vain. Even if you punish, do so for a reason, according to your conscience.